In this video today, we're going to be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful kaftan uh, dress with v-neck shape. So let's get right into the video. So to do this, I have a half yard of mirror face and 3 yards of Ankara fabric. We're going to be using this. We're not even going to be exhausting the mirror face. Okay, now I folded my Ankara fabric into two and into another two. Now you can see this side that I touched now, it doesn't have a cutting. That's where I'm going to be marking my neck width of 3 inches and my neck depth of 1.5. Okay, now this 1.5, I am just marking it for the both for the front and for the back, but at the end of the day I'm going to be adjusting my front neckline. Now I'll go ahead and mark my shoulder measurement, which is 8, and from there I'll just mark the sleeve length I want. Okay, so I just ended up using 20. This is minus the sleeve length, minus the shoulder length. Okay, so 8, and I still marked up to 20 inches. Now at this point I'll be coming down by 1 inch. This is for my shoulder slant. Okay, now after my shoulder slant, I'm going to be measuring my sleeve ram, that's my arm sleeve, the amount I want for my sleeve. Okay, so I used 9 inches, and at this point I'll be marking my bust. My bust is 10 inches. I added extra 5 inches. This is to give this dress a very nice big fitting. Okay, so I'm just going to be adding 5 inches to every part of my body measurements, to my waist, to my hip, and to every thing here, so that it becomes big. This is to make it big and fine, so I don't want it to be fitted. So once you are done doing this, you are practically almost done. Okay, so I just went ahead and cut out my shoulder slant and then my neck. This is for the front and for the back. Don't forget that the side at which I marked all this neck width and neck depth doesn't have an opening, except you want your back to have a joining. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut out my sleeve, and then I'll go in. I'm just basically cutting round, but at this point I want it to have a curve. I don't want it to be sharp, so I'll just go ahead and curve this a bit. Ensure that you curve yours so that it will be easier when you're cutting it, and most importantly so that it will have a nice fitting. Okay, so I just quickly cut this out, and then I'm going to be, I already have 2 pieces of this gown, so I'm going to be removing 1 piece. I'll be removing the back so I can work on the front. Okay, so this is just one part. This is the front. I just removed the back. Now there are 2 pieces. I'll remove the back, and then so that I can adjust the neckline of the front. Now basically what I'll be doing for this neckline is just to extend my neck depth. Okay, I'm going to be working with a neck depth of 8 inches. You can manipulate this. You can use as much as 10. It depends on how deep you want your neck depth to be. So I just came down a bit, half an inch, and then I marked it. That half an inch is for my joining allowance. So I came in by 1 inch. You can see my 1 inch here, and then I'll be extending or ruling my line from that part all the way to the upper side. Okay, so this is it. So all you have to do is to ensure that you go in by 1 inch and then come down by how much you want your neck depth to look like. I just want to work with a neck depth of 8. If your preference would be something deeper, you can go with 10, 11. It depends on what you want. Okay, so this is it. You saw how I came in. I came in by 1 inch, and that's how the neck looks like. Now this is what we're going to be working with. I'll go ahead and place the back on top of this now, so that I can join the shoulder. Okay, I will join it all the way down towards the sleeve side, just down for the 2 sides and nothing else until I am done working with the neckline. Okay, So just join yours and then do nothing else, unless you just want to hem up your sleeve. Okay, you can even use a hemming stay for this part. If you want it to look finer, you can still sew on it. It depends on what you want. So I'll just sew this down to the end, and then you can lift up your sleeves. Let me just go ahead and sew this up so that I can fix up the front neckline. But this is what you should have at the ending of your sleeve. Okay, so this is the front neckline. I'll be placing the back now. I just want to repeat this for emphasis so that it can be better. I think it's clearer when it's faced this way. Okay, so I have the two necklines meeting each other and the shoulder. Now I'm going to quickly run my thread on this fabric, just from here down and from this side down. Okay, so once I am done, I will measure it with my tape. I'll measure the circumference down. So I just did that now, and I want to go ahead and measure out the circumference of the neckline with you here. Okay, so I will start from this point and then I will go all the way up, going round. I will ensure that I meet up with that same point where I have 1 inch. So I just have about 26 and a half. So I'll be cutting out this 26 and a half, and I cut out 4 inches. I folded it into 2, and then I used the hemming gum, yes, in between. I just gummed it to give it a perfect fitting so it can also stand and be neat as well. And I ironed it out. So this is it. This is the hemming gum. So I'll go ahead now and sew on this, just this way. I'll place it this way and then sew all the way around. Very simple to do. You can see it, and I'll stop at this point. Okay, it is better for your collar to be excess than for it to be shortened by 1 inch. So ensure that if you have marked your neck circumference of 26 inches, you can do 27, just to be on the safe side. Okay, now for the pattern that I'm working with, I just have something about of a square. You can use rectangular, you can use diamond, depends on the shape that you want to, you want on your fabric. So I just marked, I want to work with just 11 inches, so I'm just cutting out the excess I have. I just decided to add ½ inches through, and then I'll go ahead and quickly cut this out. This is what I'll be placing on the front of my fabric. Now if you want it to be a full square, just go ahead and do that. If you want a star, circle, whatever you want in the front, just shape out whatever shape that you want your fabric to have. And then I'm working with a square. I'll be folding it round. I'll be attaching that hemming gum on it as well, just round on top of it. Now for my own side, I want it to have something like this, so I'll make sure that I have up to 2 inches. I don't want it to be bigger than 2 inches. You can fold this in and have up to 3 inches folded in, or even 4. Okay, but me, I'm just working with 2 inches, and just decide on the side that you want to be folded in. Okay, so I'm just working with 2 inches. You can do more. Okay, so I'll cut this out, and then I'll go ahead and then fold in. So I just stitch this collar in, and then I want to attach this part. You can see the way I folded it in. You can see how it is. Now you can decide to vary with the positioning. You can make it to stand by the side, you can make it halfway, or you can just still go ahead and mark out your middle. You can see the way I just got my middle point, and then I'll run my stitch round on it, that if that's what you want. And another point is that you can still use your hemming gum to just gum it if you don't want any stitches on top of it. Okay, you can use your hemming gum to gum on it. I just use the hemming gum on this part, on like this it is, but I just still decided to run a stitch on it. But if you just want yours to go without a stitch, it's optional. All right, So this is how it looks. Very simple. Okay, once you're done doing this, now you can go ahead and then stitch up your sides. There is no big deal about sewing this dress. It's so simple to make. Okay, so you can see it. I'll just go ahead and then fold in my sleeve. I'll fold it in very simply and then join the sides. Okay, so while I'm at this, if you're yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please kindly go ahead and subscribe and turn on your notification bell so every time I upload a new video you'll be notified. Okay, thank you. So this is it. Oh, the dress is almost ready. Okay, you just have to go ahead and then stitch up the sides, and that's practically all. I just ran my stitch on my sleeve, and then I'll go ahead and then stitch this side. I'll do the same thing for the other side. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, and then don't forget to hem the lower part of your dress. Okay, so thank you for stay tuned for more.